Yo, what's good, club? So today we got some new information. It's dumb late right now. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, we got some new information on the gameplay, the overall feeling, and the overall gameplay. Right, the entire guide. Apparently, I'm gonna listen to the entire guide for the entire game, but it looks pretty lengthy here. Right, we got multiple. We got like 6 scans here, and it says it's a guide for gameplay. So I'm assuming this is the entire formula of the game, like period. So let's start. Triggering a clash. A clash occurs when two arts of the same type collide. Alternatively, using an arts that has a type advantage will trigger a counter. That is... What the fuck does that even mean? What the... Like, hold on. When two projectile... Oh, I'm tweaking. That's what happens when you don't read, bro. I should have just read the whole thing. I'm tweaking out. When two projectile arts collide, they cancel each other out without triggering a clash. So this is pretty much just like DBL. I need to read the whole thing. I went on a whole tangent for no reason. So again, like in DBL, when two blast arcs collide, they don't trigger a clash. Okay, cool. A counter can be triggered in one of two ways: by using an arts with a type advantage over your opponent's arts, or by winning a clash. A counter starts from the attack that triggered it and continues until the end of the combo. While countering, you will deal more damage than usual, and neither a clash nor a cover change can be triggered. This is your chance to deal massive damage with combos and powerful attacks. So, this is different from DBL. Because when you win a clash in DBL, you can cover change. Or you can use cover change, right? So this is essentially you're like at a broken period. So losing a clash in this game, from the description that I'm being given, is like getting stamina broke in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And you just got your ass out and you just gotta take it. That's essentially what it sounds like. Because you're stronger, they deal more damage, they can't trigger a clash, and they can't cover change. Regardless. So unless some characters have like nullify, clash, cover change, restriction, they can just beat on you. So yeah, losing a clash sounds like ass. The spirit level gauge fills and levels up over time. Raising your spirit level increases how quickly the draw gauge fills up. I'm assuming that's the card draw speed from DBL. And certain ability effects activate based on your spirit level based on your spirit level. Spirit level increases from level 1 to 9. You will reach max level after arriving at line and filling the gauge once more. Depending on how long these matches are, I'm assuming like what, 2-3 minute matches in rank? That's 3 minutes. Okay, so these matches are 3 minutes long, right? These are 3 minute long matches. Let me see if I can see the spirit gauge. Okay, the spirit gauge, wow, that shit is... Whoa, that shit is zooming. Wait, that's still not one level yet? Okay. It goes up pretty fast, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that shit goes up pretty damn quickly. But I don't know why this is going up way slower than this. Like the actual bar that I guess represents the speed of how fast it's filling up. That doesn't really represent how this is. This is kind of just moving at its own pace. Level 9 doesn't seem impossible, I guess, but I don't know. Still, level 9 to get max level 9 spirit gauge is essential for getting your maximum effects. I guess some characters are going to rely on spirit gauge more than other characters, right? Maybe Rukia's freeze does more damage at level 6 and at level 9 it affects the entire team. I'm just spitballing, right? I don't really know exactly. But that's interesting. Okay. The break attack gauge fills when you successfully activate an action card. So any attack, right? Any like attack. Filling the gauge will allow you to perform a break attack. Landing a break attack will break the enemy's guard. Huh. So there is guard break in this game. Damn. There's a lot of functions in this game that leave you vulnerable. The clash makes you take more damage and you can't cover change. And you can get guard broken. Landing a break attack will break the enemy's guard. While their guard is broken, you are free to attack. And 4 action cards will remain in your hand. The soul gauge will fill up as you use actions on the enemy whose guard was broken, and completely filling the gauge will activate soul drive. So there's a spirit gauge, the break attack gauge, and the soul gauge. Is the soul gauge can the soul gauge only be filled up when they're broken? Can you fill that up like outside of brick attacks? It's not really saying here. Interesting. And completely filling the gauge will activate Soul Drive, a powerful coordinated attack performed by the whole party. The more party members you have, the stronger the attack. Attacks dealt with the enemy's guard is broken will not fill up the draw gauge. Okay. Okay, so they're not letting you snowball. If they allowed you to get all this free shit off while increasing the speed of your card draws, that would be a problem. You'd just be snowballing and snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. You'd just be so much infinitely stronger than the other person if you get lucky that like it wouldn't really be a match. So I like that. I like the fact that they did that. All right, let's go to the next one. You can switch your standby allies in one of three ways: by tapping the ally character icon, performing a chain attack, or performing a cover change. Cover change, chain attack. That's what we saw in the video with Rukia cover changing the Renji right here. Yep. Right here. I think it's, yeah, right there. Chain attack. And he comes in, yeah, with his attack there. And then switching with a standby ally will place the character switching out on cooldown for a set amount of time. Once the displayed switch cooldown timer reaches 0, you can once again perform a switch with that character. A cover change is a special type of switch that can be performed by tapping a standby ally character's icon after taking damage. Performing a cover change will temporarily interrupt the enemy's pursuit. Okay, we are all familiar with cover changes from DBL. I feel like most people playing this game are gonna have played DBL, right? Like a majority of people. This game is closer mechanically in spirit to DBL than any other game ever. Like literally, it's the same formula. Characters will be knocked down when hit by 3 attack combos. Okay, so there's a knockdown feature. Characters will be knocked down when hit by 3 attack combos. Normal attack combos via tapping. So it has tap attacks just like DBL. Mortal blows. The fuck is that? Like, is that like a killing blow? Like when you kill someone? Like when you kill when you like take out one whole unit and the enemy team? Power arts or projectile arts will be knocked down. What the hell? Okay. Downed attacks. Downed opponents cannot be hit by any attacks. So okay. Wow, so you can get down in this shit. Like, okay, I thought when I was watching this video, like I saw him getting knocked in his ass, but this is an NPC. So I didn't think, look at it, like, look, see? Down. I thought that was just like, I don't know why I didn't think this applied to just PvP. Like, I don't know why I didn't think this applied to PvP. I thought this shit was just PvE only. Right? Maybe like a cinematic feature. Nigga, this is gonna like, the main problem with DBL is getting comboed into eternity. There's really no way to stop that. This functionally stops that. You reset after every few combos. You can't just get infinitely looped because of infinite card draw speed, key on fucking like guard stepping, side stepping. You can't get like infinite combo there. This is essentially a hard lock on how many combos you can do, and you can't hurt them. So if you get overzealous and you start tapping, I'm assuming they can just get up and attack you through the invincibility frames. So that's interesting. We still haven't seen how like dodging and shit's gonna work, right? But I don't know, maybe we'll see that in gameplay soon. But that's interesting, bro. I knew it had downing. I just didn't think that would apply to PvP. Attacks that inflict bind status effect. Attacks that inflict a faint status element. And attacks that dealt with the enemy's guard is broken will not increase the countdown. The knockdown count. Wait, what? Okay. So binding status effects and guard broken combos are the combos where you can just lay it on a nigga. Okay. That's good to know. Alright, man. Well, actually, that's actually a pretty decent explanation of what we essentially were thinking Mirror's Eye is going to be. I feel like Mirror's Eye does borrow mechanically from DBL, but based off on what I'm seeing, it's not as brain dead and it has a lot more thought put into it. DBL really just has your key gauge, You have to charge up your key gauge, which isn't hard. You can charge up your key gauge through attacking. Like, you can attack, charge up your key gauge, and keep attacking. And there's so many key on entry, like via switching up your character mid attack, and you can just keep going and going and going. It's not really like hard to maintain your keep. It's mainly key, your main ability, rising rush, and your overdrive, really. And that's pretty much it. It's not really anything balancing off of, like, balancing. It's not really balancing anything else. It's really just getting more offensive utilities, more offensive utilities, more offensive utilities, and more offensive utilities. We have the spirit gauge, which is essentially like a main ability, where the higher level on the spirit gauge you are, you get more effects on certain abilities. You get more effectiveness, more traits, maybe. We will have to see, based off of what level your spirit gauge is. So we have that to look out for. We have your soul gauge, which is like the rising rush of the game, which is only applicable and apparently only able to be charged when you have the break action gauge filled and you would land the break attack. And only then the soul gauge will fill up on an enemy whose guard was broken. So you can't even use Rising Rush, the Rising Rush equivalent in this game, anytime you want. As long as you collect the Dragon Balls in DBL combat, you can use Rising Rush. It doesn't matter what type of state the enemy's in. You can just use it whenever you want. Nigga, you can use it off rip without even telegraphing it. They can dodge it, but you can still use it. Here, you can't use the Rising Rush without having broken the opponent first. That's actually pretty thoughtful. I like that. Then you have the cover chain system, the knockdown system, which is hard locks, just looping people, infinitely looping. One mistake equals a 30,000 hit combo, like in DBL. You can just cut all that shit out here. It's a lot more thoughtful and it's a lot more tactful in the overall combat system. I feel like it favors actual active thinking in player base, right? I feel like it's encouraging the player base to actively think about what they're about to do and what their opponent is about to do. So I like this. I like everything I'm seeing right now, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think all of these systems for the gameplay is just a more restrained and thoughtful version of DBL's combat system. So that's all I gotta say about it. I think this is good news. I think that's enjoyable. I already enjoyed DBL's combat system. It's a very good formula. I personally believe every mainstream gacha anime fighter should have DBL's formula. It's just too bread and butter. It's always gonna work. It's very simple to get into, easy to play, hard to master. Essentially, this looks even better than DBL's combat system on a technicality side. So we'll see when actual gameplay comes out. I'm very excited for this. Hopefully we'll get some more news or footage regarding high levels skill gameplay, right? Not just playing against bots in the coming days. I want to see how that works. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. Please like and subscribe. Your boy's gonna be grinding content for this game. Check out my shorts. I will be posting shorts on this game. I will be posting gameplay on this game when it drops. So if you want funny content, because I am a funny nigga and I do get kind of mad, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all ain't gonna want to miss that content. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Peace.